Hello, welcome to our English talk show. Today we are very happy to have invited a very talented young woman from Croatia. Right?
Yes.
To be on our show, Miranda. Hi, Miranda.
Hi, nice
welcome.
to meet you. Thank
yes.
you.
Nice to meet you. Same here. Yeah, could you first please tell the audience a bit more about you?
So I'm Miranda, I'm from Croatia. I came to China 7 years ago. I used to work in architecture firm, and then I decided to open my own brand, which is jewelry design, inspired by architecture, because I used to work in architecture for 10 years. And I also love music, so I decided to become a rock star as well.
Wow, changing from architect to a rock star.
Yes, so I recorded an album, and now I'm planning my second album, which will be recorded in Los Angeles, in between Los Angeles and China. And I'm just flying on Friday to Los Angeles to start to work on my new album. So I am also a songwriter and a composer.
Wow, see, that shows how talented Miranda is. Architect, songwriter, singer, rock star.
Yeah.
Very good. So you've been here in China for 7 years, right?
Yes.
So what's your impression of China?
The first time I come was a bit shocking, because it was very different from what I used to see when I travel around the world, and I learned really that the way we think, it's in Europe, it's not the only way to think. So that was really interesting, and then more and more I get used to it, and I really like China and the dynamism of China. Everything is growing, so many people have a big curiosity for new things, and they want to explore, they want to try, test. So I think it's a very lively ambient to be.
Great. Thank you for the compliment. And you have brought many new things, good things to us.
Yes.
And also, speaking of your country, Croatia, and I have to, and on behalf of all the Chinese football fans, congratulate on your national team winning the runner-up, second place at the World Cup recently.
We are very happy and
yes,
proud.
Yes, very impressive, and we're very much impressed. Yeah, that's a huge success, and that also the spirit of your country, right?
Yeah.
To believe in yourself, and to believe in the persistence and never giving up.
Yes, I think this is very characteristic of people from my country, because we are a small country, but we always fight, and I think this is the spirit I also have. When I have a dream, I always go for it. And many times I feel, oh, this is not working, maybe I should stop. But then always there is somebody that say, hey, I really like what you do. And then just because of that one person, I keep on going. And then when you keep on going, you always grow, and always new beautiful things come to you, and new experience. And if you stop, you stop.
Yes, If
So
you stop, you lose the opportunities, right?
Yes, so you must keep on
trying.
Yes.
Go the distance.
Yes, yes.
Wow, very good, very good. And I'm sure in your career there have been some really proud moments, right? Can you share some of your proud moments with us?
Yes. Regarding my music, I've been very happy to have few of the moments I've really loved. The first moment, it's when I decided to write my own music. I did a first concert where I used some Chinese musicians and Chinese visual artists that helped me to do a live performance while we are singing. So while I was singing, he was following me with the light, and we did it in a gallery space that was completely dark. So I was drawing with the lights while singing. So I think this moment was very special for me, because I felt I mixed people from a different culture, and I bring something new. I enrich myself with collaborating with people, different people with different ideas, and together we managed to do something really beautiful. And I think people really enjoy it. And then the second time was
good. And that one we can tune in the video, for the viewers to watch.
Yeah. And then the second
one?
I think also when I perform in 600-year-old Buddhist temple, the temple restaurant, if you know, and that was also a very special moment. I did few performances there, and the last one I did was where I mix some Chinese instrument, traditional instrument, and Chinese opera.
What are the names of the instruments?
Guqin and Yangqin. And Chinese opera singer.
Cool.
So we mix this with a Western type of instrument like harp and cello player, and we were all women and one man. And I think that was also a very magical moment, first because of this beautiful space, temple, where you can feel some kind of spirituality, and the second because of this mixture of culture. There was also a ballerina from National Ballet of China, and there was me, one woman from the States, a Chinese woman. So this mixture and how
dancing, singing, playing different instruments at the same time.
Yes, and that's I think the power was really to bring all these elements together and combine the energy and the difference to show how different we are, but the beauty and the power we can make if we exchange this difference.
I will mount my dreams with the glossy sand. I will swallow my fears with pounding waves. White foam, blue shades. I'll roll down the sea so I can watch them dance.
I think that was another powerful moment and lots of learning for me to interact also with the Chinese traditional music and put it how to mix it with the Western music, so also Western people can appreciate more Chinese culture, because sometimes I feel maybe if you just show to different people just a very traditional style, maybe they cannot understand. But if you mix it a little bit with a global
elements.
Then you can really bring something new and you can preserve the culture and show in a more modern way.
Wow.
So
very inspiring. Really good way to make traditional Chinese music become international.
Yes.
To be received better by Westerners, right?
Yeah.
And as for, I know like either architect, songwriter, inspirations are very important to you. Right?
Yes.
Can you tell us usually where and how do you get inspirations from?
I think my spirit is very curious. So always since I'm a kid, I dream, I want to travel. So I live in many different places around the world. So I lived in Italy for 6 years, in Brazil for 1 year, in Paris, in Mexico City for 3 years, in China 6 years, in London, New York. So
how many languages can you speak?
6.
Wow!
And EDN Zhongguo.
You're real linguistic.
Yes, so I think today really this experience of living abroad and seeing different culture
broaden your horizon, open your eyes.
Yes, and when I think about design, for example, I always can use many references from around the world. If I design something, I always think, oh, if I make it colorful, that would Mexican people would like it, or if I make it like this. I have many inspiration that I can take from all this experience from me living abroad and all the things that fascinate me. Now I just recently designed a collection of sunglasses.
Have you brought some here?
Yes, I can show you later.
Okay.
And they are inspired by Chinese culture. And so we designed one sunglasses that it's inspired by Chinese opera makeup. Because I feel it's very beautiful the way they make up, and very unique, and the way they use ornaments.
Yes, yeah.
And
Indeed, usually those makeups centralize or emphasize certain character of that role the opera singer plays.
Yeah. So yeah, we actually use also the color to describe each character. So different lens glasses, a green, a blue one, a red one. So
I see.
Yes.
So you can pick different classes according to your mood.
Yes. And then things like this, you know, there are many beautiful things in the world. You can take them and apply to something different.
Wow.
So
you have the magic eye and the magic hand to turn those things into art. Yeah, and I think you got a very unique necklace here. Is that also something you designed?
No, this one I bought.
What about the?
I did the earrings.
The earrings, earrings are also quite interesting. Can you tell us a bit about that?
This was very fast. This I just do for me. For one night stand, I call them, because I maybe when I cleaning my room, I find some things, and then I find these pieces of leather. So I said, I just gonna stitch them, and I can make some earrings for one day.
They look good. But really
now
good.
everybody's stopping me on the street saying, I want these earrings. Where did you buy them?
As for us, we may just throw them away, but you turn it into artwork and very beautiful earrings. Yeah, very
I also designed
creative.
this one.
Oh, good, cool. Can you give a close up to the audience? Yeah, let's take a look and tell us about the story behind it. How did you design them?
This one, it's my jewelry brand, and this one, I designed jewelry inspired by architecture.
Different lines, right?
Yes. So this one, because I was inspired by CCTV building, and the way the structure of the tower, it's a loop. It's it's a line that doesn't stop and change. So I have one collection that it's inspired by this idea of loop structure. So this is the ring of that collection.
The loop on their fingers.
Yes. And then
the never-ending creation.
Yes, and then I also the idea of the line as a structure in architecture. And then I also had a second collection which is inspired by concave and convex shapes. So and now the third one we are in process of making. It's about more complex structure, more like Zaha Hadid, like Soho, more let's say natural shapes.
Wow, so, where we can see them?
I hope there is a preview. You can already see some pieces of that collection on my internet site.
Okay.
And
if you got the video, maybe we can also cue in the video later.
Or some pictures.
Yes.
and we will release the collection in, I hope, in Art Basel this year in Miami, 2018. Yeah, in December. Yeah, because in February I was in the States, in Miami. We had a pop-up shop there and very good sales. And so I was staying there for a week. And it's a very interesting place, Miami, because now they have lots of new architecture, and all the new architecture, it's by very famous architects. And it's very interesting to see how the city is developing around these famous architectures, and how the city is changing around them. So I get really inspired, so I design a collection of jewelry which is describing this change. And so it's few, maybe around 40 pieces of jewelry.
Wow.
And maybe they will be unique pieces. We still didn't decide, but yeah, we are working on this. There is a lot of work to do.
We're very curious to find out.
Yeah, we hope we can finish in time. Yeah.
Well, cool. So it's like really everywhere you go, you find inspirations for your work, for your architecture, for your jewelries, and for your songs as well, right?
Yes.
Is there like a particular song maybe you can recommend to the viewers to listen to?
My song?
Yeah. you write your own songs, right?
Yes, I really
that's quite talented.
The song Flying Kites.
Flying Kites. Can we find a music video?
Yes, not music. You can find a link or you can listen to the song.
Flying Kite. Okay,
yes.
Tell us about the story behind the song.
Yes, the story it's about sometimes we always want to control our life and situations in our life.
Yeah.
But so we constantly try to keep the things close to us, but sometimes it's like kites.
Yeah.
You know, the kites, that's also a little bit inspiration from China. I always see the people flying kites, and it seems to me sometimes as much as you try to take your life, sometimes you don't have a complete control of it. So you must, some things let it go. We need to get used that we are also a bit like nature, and we need to change and let our life change very smoothly. So it's about this. And then the second thing, it's the things we live in the past. You feel sometimes that if your life belongs to you, because the moment that just has passed by, it's so passed so quickly, so you really have just the moment you are living in.
Live in the present, right?
Yes,
Cherish
because
the present.
Exactly, because life passed so quickly that almost your life seems it's like a dream. So I'm asking myself if everything that I went through was reality or a dream. The interesting thing about this song that I'm proud of, that we won Academia Award. It's an important award for music in Los Angeles.
Wow,
so in
congratulations.
April, thank you. We won in as the best songwriting song.
Wow.
So in April I'm again gonna be in Los Angeles to pick up my award.
Wow.
Yay!
Wow, we really have the honor to have Miranda here tell us about the song, and also we'll have the pleasure to listen to the song later.
Yes.
Oh, excellent story.
Yes.
And can you also tell us about the, you used to be are you still doing the architect at the moment?
Yes, some little projects.
I see, but now
of interior design and furniture design, and I recently also designing some sculptures.
Oh, wow! So, well, this is like different roles you are doing, right?
Yes.
And which one do you think you are the most favorable of?
I think. I've been working in architecture for 10 years, and I really like the space, and I have a vision of the space and how I want to feel in the space. So I think this point, it's very connected to contemporary art installations, because many famous artists, contemporary artists, now are speaking about the space with their installations. So I think this is the point where architecture kind of connects to art. And then the other thing now that I perform, also the stage, and when I'm singing, it's very important how my stage will look, and what's the overall feeling with the music and the space, how they can connect together. So I think this is the second point where I can explore my love for architecture.
Very good, very well connected. Your expertise from the architecture can be really well applied to your stage to help you perform better, to express your song, the meaning of the song to the audience better.
Yes. So my idea initially was, when I start to perform, I wanted people each time to feel different. They listen the same song, but according to the space, my performance will change slightly. The way I pick my instruments, or the people I will invite to collaborate with me on the certain performance. So people will listen the same song, but have a perception or feel it a bit differently, because the instrumentation will be adjusted to the space. Or sometimes I will do an installation, or maybe a light installation in the performance. So this is kind of, I really like how it connects me back to architecture. And
very
then
good. Very creative. And also we can see that you have different versions of the song, and people, if they watch you perform, they'll never get tired, because every time you get something new, you bring in something new. You have this kind of creativity to bring something different, new each time to the audience.
Yes, I hope so. Yes, I hope that I will still keep on having some ideas, new ideas.
Definitely will. You're having ideas, right? We're talking.
Yeah.
and also, I think to become a singer, changing from being an architect, there must be a moment, right? Maybe like a certain event happened to you that suddenly you got the idea you want to become a singer. What was it? Is that like an occasion that happened?
I always loved music, and I grew up with the music. My father was a musician, so we always sing in our house. And
cool.
And then I also studied classical piano for 10 years. And
another skill that she has.
And I always loved music, and music has always been something that I would go back to when I'm sad, or I would sit at my piano and play, and I feel that was something I can talk to my soul when I play. And but then I also like to draw, so somehow my life has bring me to do design and architecture, but always music has been there. And then I feel for music I didn't feel very courageous. I feel I was not good enough to do music because I feel it's a very special form of art. And very difficult and very universal. You really need to communicate to people through your music, and you need to be very honest as well with yourself to do music. And then in some moment of my life I felt a bit stronger, and I had some friends that has given me force, and they say, Miranda, I think you can do music. So I started to write the songs, and also I felt I was working in architecture, and I had 2 master's degrees, and I was taking care of myself, and I was paying my bills. So I said, listen, now I'm 30, I think I was 33, something like that, or 32. So I said, listen, this was always been a dream for me. Why not do it? Now I have some money. I'm a woman that takes care of myself. I have 2 university degrees. I can try do music for my soul.
Wow, it takes courage, right?
Yes,
to finally pursue your dream, your passion.
So I decided maybe I should try. And then I need to say I have a great friends and musicians that I work with, and they give me a lot of support, because many times I feel very fragile. But I need to thank all my friends. There are many that keep me, giving me the force and giving me the courage to become stronger and to express myself the way I feel. And so
good. And you did really well. And you're doing very well. You're doing very well. You won the prize.
But I need to become better. There is still a long road to go.
Yeah, that shows there's a huge potential in you. You got a lot to realize, a lot of good stuff ahead of you.
For me, music, it's important because I want people to feel free. And when I perform, I want them to feel freedom, even if they are not maybe completely ready. But they need to trust in their dream. And even when they're not perfect, as I'm not perfect when I perform, and there is still a lot of learning I must do. But if I was afraid, I would never come where I am now. So I want people to feel free and not afraid of their dreams, and try, because their dreams will, and the love for what they do will make them do things better, and they can have great experience out of them, with learning, with meeting some people, and this love always attract
people alike, and also attract people who can help you achieve your dream. So dare to dream, dare to try, and let opportunities surprise you.
Yes, exactly. So don't be afraid.
Wow, just be like Miranda. Miranda's story is very inspiring. Thank you so much. And also that's really good advice to the young audience there. To be brave enough to chase your dreams.
I know. Recently, I've been working on a project of a book.
Oh, yeah. Are you also writing a book?
Okay,
another title, writer.
I wrote a book because...
What's the book about?
There are 11 women around the world. They're in different places. One from Japan, one from Vietnam, me from Croatia, one from Romania, one from Africa.
One from China as well?
No, I don't think there is. In this first edition, I don't think there is a Chinese. There is Miranda, Croatian, that lives in China, with a bit Indian wrong water.
It has flavor
from
China, brought by Miranda.
But there was this woman that initiate this book, and she invites us. And I was one of the women.
To write one chapter for the book?
So each woman write a chapter about their own story. The common thing about this woman is that we all live in many different places abroad, and they're quite successful women. Let's say they had a dream and independent, and they succeed even if they come from maybe very difficult background or situation. And the idea of the book was to encourage the young woman to pursue their dreams. And the book will be published by an English publisher in February. It's now printing. In February
2019.
You can already pre-order the book on Amazon. They are printing it now. It's finished.
It's written in English.
Yes, and this book will all the money from this book, when you buy this book, will go to institution that help young women that don't have access to education, to give them education. So I think together we can become stronger.
Wow.
Yes.
It's a very meaningful thing you're doing, and you're helping others.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
also
others
shows
are
you-
helping me as well.
Well,
So
you really
it's-
have a good and kind heart. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a beautiful thing. Also, many people in China has helped me to achieve and my dreams.
Wow, so that's what we say now. Whatever goes around comes around. You do good things to others, and other good things will come back to you
True.
to help you. Right? Well, thank you so much for all the wonderful stories and also the advice you give us. Before we finish up here, any other words you might want to say to our Chinese audience?
Don't worry, be happy.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. We sincerely wish you all the best.
Yes, it was my pleasure to be here with you today.
Thank you, my pleasure. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.